Over the course of the last year, I've been able to generate not 300, not 3,000, not 30,000, but $329,000, a third of $1 million, all from the comfort of this very office that you are seeing me record this in as an online fitness coach. And the reason I've been able to do this isn't because I signed up to a business course. It isn't because I am running a business course, and it's not because I am a marketing guy. I am getting daily consistent payments just like this multiple times per day, 4,804 of these to date this year alone, and it has all been achievable through scaling my business, utilizing automation and systems that are appropriate for my current circumstances and that allow me to handle greater client load with less time commitment than ever. And I am going to show you exactly how to do this. This is a free walkthrough. It is not a course. This is a free tutorial. I am showing you what I do and how you can do it too, how anyone can do it too, whether you're just getting into the business, whether you've got minimal knowledge, or whether you are a seasoned expert like myself who has been doing this for 10 years and has now unlocked the secret to generate financial freedom, a third of $1 million. It's a lot of money, and I am very happy with this. Now, we are currently in the AI bubble. And if you know anything about technology and the different phases we've gone through, the dot-com bubble was one of the biggest transfers of wealth in history, where businesses literally went from being worth millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions to billion-dollar businesses overnight through capitalizing on the digital era and the coming of the dot-com bubble. And the AI bubble is, at the time of recording this, 17 times larger than the dot-com bubble. So if you are someone that wants to capitalize on the AI bubble, if you're someone that wants to implement this into your current businesses, you love personal training, you love fitness, you love helping people lose weight, then this is for you. If you squander this video, you will look back in a few months' time thinking, I wish I did this. You will think, how has my competition surpassed me? How are they affording those Lamborghinis? How are they getting that holiday? How are they living in these holiday destinations? And it's because they have capitalized on systems just like this. And if they haven't, then this is your secret edge against them. This is the platform I use, and this is how we generate programs just like this in a matter of moments. This is all being done through AI. This has allowed me to input a few prompts based on the user's expectations, the user's requirements, and generate custom meals exactly for them in a matter of moments. Meals and diet plans that I charge out for weekly, allowing me to bring in passive income with minimal work, creating these incredible diets. And everything is done, like I said, tailored for the client, and the same for workout programs. If we dive in here and show you off this workout program, everything you see here, from the execution notes, from the sets, the reps in reserve, the tempo, the exercise selection, this was all based upon the user's input requirements, preferences, injuries, limitations, and goals. And this was created specifically for them. You will never see two programs alike, and you will never see someone create a program faster than this. Have a look at this. This is super sports specific. We've got high rocks with long zone 2 run. This was completely built by AI. Everything here is done by AI and was done in a matter of moments, delivered to the client with 2 clicks. It is in their inbox. That is $120 a week secured, and all I do is maintain the client. Everything you are seeing here has the ability to be created through AI. Everything. And then we simply jump in, we simply manage our clients, you collect the revenue, and you service them. Not only are they getting a tailored experience, not only are they getting everything delivered to them faster, sooner, and with greater levels of precision than had you done it yourself, but they are achieving weight loss, they are achieving their goals, and they are incredibly and completely satisfied. If you squander this, you will regret this. This is a completely free walkthrough on this platform, and I'm going to show you, like I said, how I have generated a third of $1 million this year, and how I plan on generating a fuck ton more in the years coming. And you can do exactly this. So stay tuned, keep going through this. The platform we are using is called FitApp, and it's branded to me, and I now have the tools to program for hundreds of individuals with a fraction of the time requirement that it took me to program for dozens. Now, before we dive too deeply into anything, I'm going to explain an incredibly simple concept. And this concept was the catalyst of why we created the systems which I use today to help me earn exponentially more money with a very favorable time allowance. So right over here, we've just got our conventional graph showing the time requirement to make money. And at the very beginning, we can see we can make quite a decent amount of money for minimal time input. However, over time, and as money increases, so as income increases, we see an increase or an exponential increase in time required to generate that income, and it is not linear by any means. Now, this is purely for demonstrative purposes, but we can see right here we get a slowing or a diminishing rate of return on income for a ever increasing time requirement. Now, this is where systems and without systems is very important. So without systems, as depicted over here, in this graph, time is directly correlated to income. So time or income equals time. That's it, times one. So however many inputs or however many units of time that you can input will directly correlate with how much money you were making because you were trading your time, your skill set, your knowledge through manual processes to generate this level of income. And this is where you're going to kind of see this unfavorable ROI. Now, with systems, time is no longer the limiting factor. So income is related to time times efficiency, and efficiency equals systems by one. So systems is now going to be able to unlock exponential income. And now, obviously, this is for demonstrative purposes, but we are going to see a much more favorable trajectory where time is no longer the limiting factor when it comes to income. We're going to see a far greater, I should have done a different color, I knew. Let's do this just for demonstrative purposes. We are going to see a far more favorable and linear increase because we have implemented systems. So this right here is going to be your rate limiting factor when it comes to generating greater levels of income at the appropriate time and allowing you to scale. We are unable to scale a business without systems. People will often throw around the term scaling, getting ready to scale. And if you were looking at a marketing sense, if you were scaling things, you were injecting money, which then shortens the time period because you've got a larger budget, which means you can spend more money in the same amount of time, generating more leads. And the same goes for business. If your deliverable service cannot be automated, then you do not have systems in place. And for online fitness coaches, the deliverables which we are providing are programs and whatever you attach yourself to. So check-ins, calls, whatever it may be. But the most time-consuming portion of any program development is the program itself. So if you do not have systems, you are trading your time. That is exactly what you are giving up, the unit of time to generate one program. So let's say, for argument's sake, one program equals 1 hour to create. That is not unrealistic, especially if you are new to this. However, with systems, if one program takes 5 minutes, we have a 6 times multiplier where we can generate 6 programs in the same amount of time that it took us to do one. And if you've got the audience, if you've got the volume, the demand, this is where supply versus demand comes in. If you've got the demand to generate and fully capitalize on these things, you can generate 6 times the amount of money. So if you've got 6 people that want programs, conventionally, you'd be spending 6 hours to say, let's charge out at $50 a program for argument's sake. That's $300. Or alternatively, if we did the same amount of volume, we had 6 people with a 5 minute requirement, we've got 30 men. So we've cut it in half and we've got $300. Well, we want an extra zero. So you can see here exactly in a very basic layman's terms, but we are attaching our time to create revenue. And if you're building yourself a job and if you've got an audience without the systems in place to scale appropriately, you're going to be trading your time. You're going to have to either hire another coach, VAs, and train them. And then you're going to have to hope that everyone, that is my daughter at the door, and that is a fantastic example of how alleviating time allows me to spend more time with my daughter because I'm about to jump off this video recording and then go indulge some time with the family rather than having to do things like this. But back to what I'm trying to tell you all. If we are unable to detach time from our service, we cannot effectively scale. And that is exactly what a system is. It is something that allows you to systemize, become more efficient, and then increase revenue. In the following videos, I'm going to be showing you exactly how these systems work, how quick they are, and how this 5 minutes here may be actually exaggerated and we can do it in less. All right, so the previous video, we went on a incredibly basic fundamental overview of why you need to be able to buy back your time, how systems and automations are the key to scaling. And if you don't have these in place, you are going to be continuously trading time for money. We only have so many hours in the day. As we get on in life, we're going to find that there is an exponential increase in time required to break into new income brackets, to generate new revenue. And as you get older, have families, interests, hobbies, you're going to be dividing your time up, and then you are going to see a diminishing return on your time and income. And now we're diving into the platform which I leverage, and this is a relatively new account which we are using on here, and this is called FitApp. Now I will go into the capacity and the capabilities of this platform at a later date, but right now I am showing you the meat and potatoes, how we automate the most time invasive things. And if you're an online coach, you know the most time invasive things is going to be program creation. Now, if you're a copy paste coach and you recycle programs, this isn't for you because obviously you don't care about your clients. You likely promise individualized and specific programs that you don't deliver, but this is actually going to create unique programs specifically to the individual's requests, requirements, and preferences, and you're never going to get two programs alike. This is going to be able to program faster than you, better than you, and have long-term sustainability in mind. So let's dive in, and we're going to show you the most time-intensive thing first, a workout program. Now, part of my speech, I have a Zin in my mouth and they taste disgusting. But anyway, here we're going to go to the workout tab. We're going to click new workout program. We're presented with three options. These two are manual programs. So you can program manually if you would prefer to. And then we've got our AI programs. So we're going to dive in here. We are presented with some input fields, and this is where the magic happens. This is where we tell the system what the individual wants or what we want the individual to have. So I'm going to use a real world example here. This is a client of mine, and this is the request they sent on their onboarding form. So as you can see, it is quite big. And the most important things to highlight, we're training for three different modalities here. We've got a half and full marathon, we've got two high rocks events, and then we've also got hypertrophy goals. So we want to grow our glutes while enduring all these performance and cardiovascular intensive events. And my first thought when I saw this was, holy fuck, this is not going to work. How am I going to program this? My next thought was, I'm just going to plug it into FitApp. Now, this is very counterintuitive because we are training for so many conflicting and competing things. We've got to take into account fatigue management, undulating program design, and where are we going to be putting in what exercise that we don't increase the risk of injury, and how are we going to be training to ensure that we are getting optimal results for all different fields. And to be quite frank with you, I don't like high rocks. I don't follow high rocks. I don't even know the events in high rocks. So we are just going to go copy this. Then we're going to punch this into the program description and the program goals. Now, this individual doesn't have any injuries, but for argument's sake, we're going to say we've got L3 and L4 herniated discs, exercises we can't do. Let's say deadlifts and vertical loading movements. I'm putting these in for argument's sake. So here you'd put in any injuries, any exercises which they prefer not to do or they cannot perform. Focus muscle group, we're going to say overall. Now, training days, you can do any combination. We're going to say we're training on a 5-day split with Thursday and Sunday as rest days. Now, style of programming. This is where it is very unique and very cool because if you are a coach and you want to deliver optimal results, sometimes optimal isn't what's going to get you the best results the fastest. Optimal is going to be what's going to allow your client to follow a program for the longest period of time and have enjoyment factored in. Now, if someone says, I hate training push pull lower, I'd rather do a muscle group split. I personally would advise against that, but their preference is going to be muscle group split. So I would type in bro split, individual muscle split, whatever. This allows you to program specifically to the user's requirements, your requirements, or preferences. But what I like to do is go, whatever you recommend, this is going to let the AI decide what is the optimal program approach for these goals. All right, we're going to move me out of the way. We're going to click submit. And then what you're going to see happen is, boom, it's going to start generating. So I've got a little progress bar here. And while that generates, I'm going to run over a few things. On these other programs, you will see it has tagged the applicable important information. So here, this is for a female hypertrophy program. This one is for a men's physique athlete. This is for a bikini competitor. And you can see the muscle groups which we have placed an emphasis on. So first and foremost, shoulder development, and glute development, hamstring development, and tricep development. It's also focusing on mechanical tension. And this was a 16-week program. Now, if we jump down to RAFers, we can see similar hypertrophy, bodybuilding athlete, men's physique with a push-pull lower emphasis, mechanical tension being the driving factor behind this program creation, which should be the fundamental program variable for anything. Mechanical tension is what's going to drive muscle growth. But anyway, upper chest focus, rear delt. So as you can see, it's highlighted and identified what the main targets of this program are, and it has tagged it appropriately. Now, if we go over here, we can see the number of days which we are programming for. So it's giving us all the information we need for these programs at a glance. Down here, we can see we've even programmed for powerlifters. And then see here, we had sciatic nerve. So you can see it's identifying the issues which lay in that program. And the way this works is it's going to look at your goals. Then it's going to look at the injury profile. So exercises we can't perform and injuries. And it's going to identify what movements would irritate those injuries further. And then also look at our exercises we can't perform, excluding anything which could be potentially detrimental for the individual. So no longer do you have to go through and do the tedious task of going, all right, they've got bad lower back, they can't do this, they can't do that. We need to reduce load on this heavy exercise, which could create fatigue. It's going to do all that for you. And it's going to generate it, like you can see in the time I've taken to explain this. The more complex the task, because we fed it a massive, massive set of requirements and preferences, it's going to take a little longer to generate, but it will not take any more than 2 minutes for a super complex program, which you're about to see, and it is about to finish generating. And just like that, there we go. So look at this: marathon training, high rocks prep, glute focus, endurance. It's already identified all the key areas, back friendly, because we put in that injury profile. So now we're simply going to go over here. We are going to go into edit so we can see a greater highlight. And boom, we've got all of our days, and it's programmed incredibly well. So here we've got glutes and aerobic, as you can see, glutes functional training, full body conditioning. So if we just go into a random exercise, and cool things you'll see here. Actually, let's show you this first, upper. So as you can see, it's going to assign warm-ups, and then here it's going to give you all the time for rest periods and the different metrics which are going to be important. So we can see scapular push-ups, we've got 2 sets, 10 reps. And then we've got dumbbell thrusters. It's going to tell you how many sets, how many reps, the rest period. And something very unique is if you don't like a particular thing in here, you can edit exercise, you can add your own exercise in, you can change things up. But if we go back to programs, and if we want to view it this way, it is going to give you execution notes. It's going to give the individual. So it's going to tell them how to perform the movement. And all of these have been selected to help you perform the exercises through activation drills, which it deems appropriate. Move slowly between positions, focusing on spinal articulation without pain. But if we go down to hip thrusts, because this is obviously our glute and aerobic day. Hip thrusts, we've got 4 sets, 8 reps. And what you'll see is 3 sets, 10 reps. It's not just giving you the standard 3x8 or 3x10. It's going to give you different tempos. It's going to give you execution notes. There you go. We've got a tempo of 2010, 3010. Again, it's going to give you notes on how to perform it, and body parts. It's going to tell you how many muscle groups are utilized in these movements, and it's going to tag it. So there you go. We've got a Romanian deadlift modified. So here it's going to say use a lighter weight and focus on the hip hinge rather than lower back, only lower to mid shin level to protect the back. So it's even telling you how to adjust an exercise to accommodate your injuries, which you have listed. Now, if we go, let's go full body conditioning. So here we go, single arm dumbbell rows. We've got everything here. We've got all different kinds of things. It's telling you again everything which you need to know. So we've got inchworms, 2 sets, 8 reps. It's going to be very light or very unintensive. Let's go over to glutes and functional training. There you go, glute bridge, step ups, all kinds of different things. High rock specific circuits for your cool down. And it's going to tell you the intervals to do it. Pardon me. So we've got 1 minute sled push, 1 minute wall balls, 1 minute rowing. As you can see, it's telling you everything to have what is going to be an incredible program. So that is how easy it is. In the span of 2 minutes, and then you've heard me ramble a lot and explain it, but in the span of 2 minutes, we have generated an incredibly specific, individualized program, which is very tailored to the individual's requests and goals. Now, I can deliver this to the individual, and depending on the complexity of the program, you could charge hundreds of dollars for something which was generated in a mere matter of moments. Alternatively, if you are on long-term coaching, high ticket sales, whatever it is, you can package this however you want. But the fact is, I charge out at about $100 to $150 a week for the individual. I generated this program in 2 minutes. That just made me $150 in 2 minutes. Now, I would obviously attach nutrition to this as well, and that's something we're going to delve into in the next video. But this is showing you, 1, how to generate an AI workout program, and 2, how quickly it can do it. And while we've got you, I'm even going to show you, if we want to create a detailed program, we can do it completely manually. We can add whatever we want. Boom, we can go here. We can build the program how we want. We've got different types of supersets if we want to do it that way. We've got all kinds of specific ordering. We can go into an advanced settings, and we can be as detailed or as basic as we want. We can add the instructions. We can add the notes. We can change absolutely everything. As you can see here, we want to do 5 sets of 50 reps. We're going to kill them. We're going to kill them. We're going to close that. And there you go. This is how easy it is to create a program utilizing FitUp. Now, in the next video, I'm going to run over nutrition, how we can use AI, how we can use manual, and also the food library attached to this. So, I mean, when I say if you're not utilizing this tool, you are leaving money on the table, you are stunting the growth of your business, and you are providing your competition an opportunity to surpass you or exponentially surpass you through utilizing and implementing this tool right here. So if you want to get it, just go to fitapp.io. But anyway, stay tuned for the next video. We're going to go over nutrition. So in the previous video, you saw firsthand how we can create tailored and client-specific workout programs, taking absolutely everything into account and delivering it in a matter of moments, allowing you to monetize a deliverable product either on its own or as a subscription-based service or as a coaching package, but doing so in a fraction of the time it would previously take had you done this manually, had you done this with a ghost coach or a VA. So effectively buying back your time through the automation on FitApp. But now I'm going to show you Nutrition IQ. Now, Nutrition IQ is our nutrition AI, and it is the world's first AI to have contextual understanding of food in a coaching platform. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, simple. It means it understands what constitutes a meal, it understands what a human would want to eat, and it's going to build a real meal plan that is actually going to be enjoyable, sustainable, and increase your client's LTV, meaning lifetime value. Because if you are delivering something which is absolutely abysmal, boring, terrible, doesn't work, your client's not going to want to eat it, your client's not going to get results, and then your client isn't going to hang around for a very long time, creating a terrible LTV. This whole experience, or I should say, this whole process is about building an experience that your client enjoys, gets results from, and wants to continue to follow. That's why I harp on about LTV. Now, there are plenty of market alternatives out there and competitors to FitApp. However, I have seen what they are touting as automated meals, as AI generation, and some of them are tuna and black beans or lean beef mince and toast. And let's be honest, if I was a coach, I'd be too embarrassed to deliver that because I actually care about my clients. And if I was a client receiving that, I would have no faith in my coach. I wouldn't eat it, and I would not hang around for a very long time. I'd be putting in my resignation notice instantly. So anyway, let's dive in. Let's show you how this works. So first things first, we navigate to the nutrition tab, click plans. This is where all of our plans are displayed. And now we click add nutrition plan. Here we are presented with three options, the first two being manual. So if you want to manually create a program, have that level of precision and control, you can. Alternatively, what we are demonstrating today is the AI nutrition plan. We click here, and now we have two options on how we would like to proceed. The first being full details. This is where if you're a new coach or if you are simply not comfortable prescribing calories and macronutrients, you can plug in all the client's details along with activity level, goals, and the AI will estimate its preferred caloric intake and also macronutrient distribution using custom formulas and scaling for these factors so that your client has the best chance at achieving their goals. Our macronutrient distribution is set up so that you can build muscle, improve performance, lose body fat, and then also have good strength in the gym. Alternatively, what I do myself, I jump over here to macros and I can stipulate exactly what we want. Let's go. Actually, let's have this profile. So there we go. We punch in the macros. We can see the calories here. Now we can have as few or as many meals as we want. Let's relabel this pre-workout. Perfect. Let's go post-workout. Brilliant. Now here for breakfast, let's say we want an English breakfast with a side of juice. Let's say lunch meal of lean beef nachos with a side of fruit. Dinner, let's go. We want rump medallion with mixed veggies, spudlight potato, and gravy. Perfect. Pre-workout, let's go a pre-workout meal with a white protein sauce. And let's go low GI carbs. Post-workout, let's go a post-workout shake with WPI, mixed berries, and honey, but make it gluten-free. So here we can put in dietary preferences or requirements. And let's add one more meal. We'll have this as our snack. Chobani yogurt snack meal. Nothing too big. Perfect. Now, once we've done that, we plug in the name. Perfect. Let's go down. We click save. And there we go. We can see it is now generating. Now, while this generates, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to go off screen for a second. And we're going to open a monster because I am very tired. My monster is frozen. That is fine. And secondly, I'm going to explain to you how this works. So first things first, it is going to analyze your requests for the meals. Now, if you put in a very general and boring prompt or request, you will get a very general and boring diet. If you put in something a bit more specific, you give it a bit more to go with, you will get more out of it. Then it's going to see what food items would be appropriate in that meal. So what actually creates that meal? Then it will look at your calories and macros, and then it will reference our food database. Now, we've got a hand-entered 100% verified food database consisting of over 100,000 food items with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of foods being added daily. I have a team, literally a team of individuals which go through every single large grocer in the world and hand enter food items along with fast food restaurants, cafes, you name it. We've also got the Yasada food database. We've also got the NutTab food database. So essentially what this means is you're no longer relying on user submitted data that other platforms may use or pre-purchased nutritional libraries that other platforms leverage. You know that the food you are getting have been hand entered, hand verified, taken straight from the producers, straight from the grocery stores and plugged in here so that your clients are getting food items that have 100% accurate macronutrients as per displayed on the packaging or their website. And this means you're not presenting something that has potentially incorrect or unknown variables in the macros and calories, allowing you to deliver an incredibly high quality program that is going to be in line with the macros that you are stipulating. Because there's nothing worse than creating a diet and then the macros being off and your client catching you on this. This is terrible. But anyway, in the course that I have cracked a monster and pardon me, given you my ramble, it is nearly generated. You'll see it'll hit 99%. It has created the program. It's now consolidating it and formatting it so that it is going to be displayed to your client. So we'll see in a moment that it will be done. And just like that, our diet is generated. Let's dive in. So we asked for an English breakfast. Something I want to point out, extra lean turkey bacon. If there is a brand associated with it, you will get the brand. If it is a generic food item like eggs, there will be no brand. We can see the macro breakdown, the calories. There we go. We've got scrambled eggs, lean turkey bacon, baked beans, multigrain toast, and a cup of orange juice. Next, lunch. We asked for a lean beef nachos. There you go. Extra lean ground beef, 99 grams. We've got the Mission Deli round chips, cheddar cheese, reduced fat, black beans, salsa. There you go. You get it. We asked for a side of fruit. Next, dinner. Rump medallion. Boom. Right there. Spud light potatoes, mixed veggies, brown rice, beef gravy, olive oil for cooking. Fantastic. Pre-workout meal. We asked for a white protein sauce. We didn't stipulate. It decided the best would be grilled chicken breast. We've got steel cut oats, sweet potato, blueberries because we asked for some fruit. Next, we've got our post-workout shake. We've got Optimum Nutrition. There you go, some oats, mixed berries, honey, unsweetened almond milk. Perfect. Now, custom meal snacks. We've got Chobani Greek yogurt. We have got some granola, raspberry, and almonds. So as you can see, it has taken our prompts and has created something. This is incredibly enjoyable. If you are a client or a real human, these are things that you would eat. And let's say we don't like something. We dive in. And let's say, hey, we actually just want 2 eggs. Boom, just like that. Save nutrition plan. It has been updated. It has been edited just like that. And down here, you'll see edit breakfast. We have AI prompts. So even if you don't want to edit it yourself, if you want to go add, you click add, and then this will help you prompt some things. So this is a beta feature which we are bringing out and is currently being tested. But next, if we go over to lunch, let's say we want more of these corn chips. Perfect. We're going to click save. And just like that, we have created a diet plan. Now, if we navigate to nutrition plans, we're going to see our diet here. We are going to assign, and then we can assign it to anyone. Boom, that individual now has their diet. In their inbox, they will receive a notification telling you that their coach has prescribed them a new diet. So in the span of a few minutes, we've created a real world diet. We've quickly adjusted it to reduce the eggs, increase the amount of chips that we had, and we've delivered it to them. This is something where alternatively, you would have to either hand enter all the food items yourself. You would have to adjust the quantities to get the macro breakdown, the calorie breakdown exactly how you want. Then you would have to assign it to that individual. All of which, depending on your experience level and your efficiency with the platform, could take upwards of 30 minutes plus. In the span of 2-3 minutes, we have done it. So effectively, you could pump out 10 diet plans in the time that it takes you to manually create one. Again, buying back your time, systemizing how you not only create, but also deliver and edit nutrition programs, and allowing you to operate on a much larger scale without needing to hire people, without needing to train people, and without having to do any or near to none manual processes. So if you are ready to scale your online fitness business, if you are tired of waiting, if you are tired of not being able to make the money you know you deserve and make the impact that you know you can make, you're simply going to go over to fitapp.io, click sign up. It's that easy. Or you can check out our pricing. We're currently running a sale. So if you sign up now, you will get absolutely everything listed here for half price. And then this will also lock you in for the 50% off for lifetime. So jump in now, get started. You get a free trial. It's very easy to get started. Head over to fitapp.io and start making money.